Hi, this is Mark, and you're listening to Sports, Politics, and Occasionally Cats, SPOC. Welcome to our podcast today, where you will learn interesting and funny stories about sports, of course, and occasionally politics, but more importantly, stories about wonderful cats in Emmett's life. We're so glad you're here. You can follow us on all the Instagram sites and Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, and wherever you get podcasts. Remember, it's sports, politics, and occasionally cats.
Hello, and welcome to today's episode of
Sports, Politics, and Occasionally Cats.
Can you hear that cat in the background?
Yeah, our special guest. She's hurrying around our table, so don't be surprised if we have a special unannounced guest pop into the video stream. But she's kind of prancing off to her resting place, so maybe not. So yeah, welcome back to SPOC. We're here for what episode?
I've lost count.
Okay, but episode 3 or 4. We're taking advantage of the winter break and getting more episodes recorded. We want to welcome everyone, and please remember to like us and share from our YouTube channel, SPOC, Sports, Politics, and Occasionally Cats. Please share it amongst your friends and contacts. We want to build our network. So thank you very much for joining us. So Emmett, busy week in sports. What do you think?
Yeah, we have college football. We have NFL playoffs. We have Royals talk.
Found a way to work some baseball into the conversation. That's always good. And then I'm sure we'll do a little bit of cat update since Twiggy made her appearance in the studio.
Yeah.
So that's great. But yeah, football. A lot going on in football. We got coaching changes. We got playoffs. We got the college football championship. What do you think? Start with the college football game coming up Monday?
Sure.
Yeah. So Miami's had a championship before, way back in the 80s and 90s, maybe a little bit later than that. And I'm sure Indiana did somewhere back in the 1930s or 40s, a long time before any of us can remember. But what a matchup between a team that nobody expected to be in the playoffs a couple years ago till they got their new coach. He's really turned the program around. And then Miami, there was some talk of not even letting them into the playoffs this year in favor of another team, Notre Dame. And look where that got us. So they're in, and we've got Indiana. So what do you think about the college football playoff, and who are you looking for in the championship game?
I'll be honest. I'd rather have Indiana win it all, and it's kind of a selfish reason. It's kind of a selfish reason that I don't want Miami to win the championship in their own stadium, because the game is at Hard Rock Stadium, and that's where they play. So I don't want them to win it at home. I'd rather Indiana.
It's almost a home game for Miami. I'm sure the place will be rocking.
Same as the Chiefs went into a basically Tampa Bay home game in 2020.
Yeah, look what happened there too. Didn't help that we didn't have much of an offensive line for that game, but we can argue that later. That's kind of our ongoing discussion.
Still mad about that game, though.
I can't tell. Get over it. Anyway, so yeah, big game Monday night, Indiana. I'm kind of leaning towards Indiana, but this is Mark taking the usual, having it both ways. But I'm kind of favoring Indiana. They've had certainly last year was a Cinderella season, but I think this year they've proven they can knock off big teams like Oregon and Ohio State here in the playoffs and go undefeated. So it's hard to go undefeated through the whole season, but I think they can pull that off. It'll just be a question of who can take control of the trenches, as they say. Yeah. But let's go Indiana. Emmett, what do you think?
Yep, and fun fact, so the last team to go undefeated and win the championship was the Big Blue in 2022 or 3, and by Big Blue, that's a nickname for Michigan. For Michigan, that's what they're called.
Yeah, go Blue. Yeah, so let's see what they do. Oh! So just as we get ready to transition from college football, look who has joined our show. You want to come in here on the camera? No, she doesn't. She won't come in. She's kind of fading in the background. Come here, Twig.
Your Twigs.
Come on.
Come on, Twiggy.
Can you come up here? Right over here.
Come on.
So we are literally trying to herd a cat and not having much luck. So we'll keep talking football. So what a week of wild card playoff games. They were pretty wild.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
I mean, all of them were pretty good games. The last one with the Steelers and the Texans ended up being a bit of a blowout at the end, not much offense up until the very end of the fourth quarter. But boy, what a series of games.
Yeah, and I kept track of this because that's what I like to do. But the road team went 4-2 in the wild card round. The only home teams that won was the Bears. And the Pats.
Yeah, that Bears game was really pretty phenomenal. They were
Bears-Packers classic.
Yeah, it was. Talk about the black and blue division. And they fought it out right up into the end, and it looked like the Bears were going to just fold by the start of the fourth quarter. What were they down 21-6 or something?
Something that extent.
Yeah, and then
one of my brothers, won't name names because he might be on the show someday, didn't watch the game at the end because he thought it was going to be a blowout.
Oh boy, got to stick until the final whistle, right? But yeah, so a bunch of really good games, and I think last week both of us predicted, or I did at least, the Buffalo Bills to take it. That's my sentimental choice, and they managed to survive and pull out their win against Jacksonville, although that one went right down to the wire. So it's a pretty good game, but we got a bunch of good games coming up again this week. So we got Buffalo at Denver. So the first time Denver's been back in the playoffs, and now is the number one seed. So we'll see how that game goes.
Well, they were in the playoffs last year. They just played a road game. Did he mean first time playing a home playoff?
Number one seed is what I meant.
Sorry,
to say.
I'm probably.
You're the data guy. You got to keep an eye on me. I just spout stuff off.
I just wasn't sure what you meant. That's why I corrected you.
Yeah, I'm not sure I knew what I meant. So thank you. Keeping us honest here. What's our tagline? SPOC.
See something.
Bringing you good
unbiased commentary since 2025.
Right. So you got to check my facts. That way we're not biased. So good job, Emmett. But yeah, so what do you think of some of the other games coming up this weekend?
I think Texans Patriots should be exciting. I'm kind of hoping for the Texans for the selfish reason that I don't want the Patriots to have a second dynasty.
Still going against the GOAT there, buddy.
Although we don't know that them winning the Super Bowl is going to make them a dynasty, but
yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think this will be a real good game, if nothing else, to kind of test how strong New England is outside of playing a last place team schedule that they got this year. See if schedules matter in the NFL. But yeah, that should be a pretty good game. Looking for a little more consistency out of both quarterbacks. But it's, I think, a playoff game with two up-and-coming quarterbacks in the NFL. Ought to be fun.
And then for Seahawks, 49ers, got to be the Seahawks. I mean, the 49ers lost Kittle, and Kittle's a big part of their teams. I don't have any faith in them winning a game.
Well, yeah, I mean, it just seems like every other week San Francisco was losing key players for whether it be the season or a long term, and down goes George Kittle. So let's see if they can pull magic out of their hat and pull that game out. But this will be the third time these two teams have met, so it should really be a Donnybrook of a game. That's a good one. Looking forward to it.
And then as much as I'd like the Broncos to lose in their first games, they beat the Chiefs both times. I just don't see a team that won, I think, 11 games beating a team that won 14 and was very dominant this season. As much as I don't want to admit it, give me Bo Nix over Josh Allen.
Wow. Whoa. I'm going with Josh Allen. I like Josh Allen's chances, but it'll be
the Broncos are 14-3, Dad.
They are, but let's see what they can do. I think the Denver defense may shut down the Bills. They don't have a lot of breakaway threats, but it's always hard to keep Josh Allen contained. So let's see if he can put the team on his shoulders and bring them to the NFC Divisional Championship game. So we'll see.
And what about Rams Bears?
Oh boy, tough game. Yeah, you kind of want to just see the Bears kind of make a run at it. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
But, the Rams may have the better overall team. I think, again, that'll be an interesting game in Chicago, right?
Yeah, the game's in Chicago.
So you've got the cold weather factoring in on the Rams. I don't know. Do you have any stats on their cold weather play? I suspect they're probably not as good in the frigid tundra of Soldier Field. But
yeah,
we'll see.
But I mean, I personally would choose the Bears because I feel like Caleb Williams has found his stride in Chicago, and he's in I mean Matthew Stafford is a veteran quarterback at this point, but it's mainly sentimental why I want the Bears to win because I was born in Chicago.
Oh, hometown favorite.
And also Matthew Stafford, he injured his fingers or his hand or something in the past, and that might come back to bite him.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, you've got probably the leading candidate for the MVP going up against, again, another one of the new generation rising star quarterbacks. And the Bears really have done a lot to pull games out in the final quarter, so we'll see what they can do. But, yeah, like we keep saying, another good game coming this weekend. So I'm looking forward to a fun-filled week of football. How about you?
Yeah.
So moving on to anything new? Well, we've got all the coaching carousel things going on. It looks like John Harbaugh may land with the New York Giants. My guess is that'll break open the dam, and you'll start seeing a bunch of other teams fill out their head coaching vacancies. I think everybody's kind of waiting to see where Harbaugh went. Looks like the Chiefs will probably have a new offensive coordinator.
Enemy?
That's whatever you read about that. So it'll be hard to see. I think the thing that you point out by mentioning Eric Bieniemy is, will Andy Reid bring somebody outside of kind of the Andy Reid offensive comfort zone, or bring someone in who can maybe help Andy and work with Andy to infuse a little bit of new wrinkles into their offense. I think it's that regardless of who comes in, they need to kind of really evaluate what they did this past year.
Yeah.
As I keep saying, they were a little bit too predictable. Maybe some of that was due to the personnel they had, but still a little reevaluation had helped. So, yeah, I think you've got a lot of movement, both in terms of head coaching, but also a lot of, depending on how many offense or defensive coordinators who are in the hunt for head coaching jobs, you can just see a lot of coaching changes up and down the league.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think in the next week or so, by the time we record again, there'll probably be a lot more news to report on in terms of coaching.
And I honestly feel that the Ravens firing John Harbaugh is a little harsh, considering this is only the second time, and considering as far as I know, I haven't looked at the Ravens record every year since they had him, but I don't think they've missed the playoffs, little if any, in the time they've had John Harbaugh. So the Ravens might regret their decision to get rid of Harbaugh here in a couple of years.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. If you look at the NFC North, is that where they play? Or AFC. You're going to have a new coach with the Packers, a new coach with the Browns, and a new coach with the Ravens. It'll be really interesting to see how that division shapes up next year and who's leading the teams.
Do you think the Browns will get rid of Watson?
I don't know.
I mean, Watson's a pretty bad quarterback. Let's be honest.
The trouble is they're locked in pretty big price tag for that. So we'll see. Lots going on. The NFL, something in the news every day of the week. So I'm sure there'll be a lot more to report on. But looking forward to seeing what the Chiefs do to kind of reboot their coaching staff. And just generally interested in seeing where the new coaches land. But most of all, just going to enjoy some good football this weekend. Should make for another great weekend of playoff football.
Yeah, and I'm going to block out my Saturday afternoon as much as I can to watch those 2 1-seed games. Those are the games I care most about of the 4. So So how about you? Are you going to block out your Saturday afternoon?
I had a whole chore list that I was going to have you do during the playoffs.
Heck no.
Can we negotiate? I'll have my agent talk to your agent. Yeah, no, it'll be fun to sit back and watch some football. It'll be good. But we'll find some time to do some other stuff around that as well. Well, every week we wonder what in the dead of winter can we talk about in baseball, and our favorite team, the Kansas City Royals. They haven't done any signings this week. They settled a bunch of potential arbitration cases, which was good. But the big news that kind of came out of nowhere, I wasn't anticipating this one, is they're going to change the dimensions to Kauffman Stadium.
They're going to bring the fences in and then lower the walls, I saw.
Yeah, so they're about roughly 10 feet, kind of starting at the power alleys and right and left field. Kind of pull the fence in a little bit and lower it. They said they did a lot of analytics, and it will help with potential home run balls. I'm sure you've seen some stuff out on the internet about former players saying, gee, I wish I'd had that fence dimensions when I played in the K. But I think it'll help, particularly their young bats. Carter Jensen and Jack Caglione may get some of those deep pop-ups, may end up being home runs this year. So I think it'll help them offensively. My question is hopefully it doesn't negate some of the quality pitching they have. So time will tell.
I'll be honest. I don't have a problem with them moving the wall in and lowering it. I kind of hope they realize is that it works both ways.
Yep.
It'll be easier for Cags to hit a home run out into the fountains, but bringing the wall in and lowering it makes it that much easier for Aaron Judge to hit a home run or Giancarlo Stanton.
We saw some home runs that Aaron Judge hit last year at the K. I don't think you could build the wall high enough to have kept that one shot out in the ballpark. But yeah, is your point, though, it cuts both ways. Other teams may get more home runs in the K than they've had before. But I think it's also a good move just to test out potential new design dimensions if and when they ever get around to picking a new stadium location, although it sounds like the state of Kansas and Clay County up north of the river have both said, we're done with your Royals. Good luck.
Yeah.
So it's looking more and more like a downtown stadium. And my guess is, given the configuration of the area they're going into, they're probably not going to have this big, deep, cavernous outfield potential in a new location. So this may give them a little interesting time to get adjusted to maybe a new ballpark and new dimensions.
And, I've said it before, but I don't care. I'll say it again. I personally feel that having the Chiefs in Kansas and the Royals in Missouri is a fair compromise, in my opinion. So, I am totally fine if the Royals stay in Missouri. What I'd like them to do, I probably said this on the last episode, what I'd like them to do is, now that the Chiefs are going across the state line, close in the next coming years, knock down Arrowhead once they leave, build a new stadium there, and that way they stay at the Truman Sports Complex, because I personally like the Truman Sports Complex. It's not in the middle of town. It's very, very simple to park, although it's very simple to park because we have prepaid parking. But
yeah, that helps. Well, I think, staying at the Truman Sports Complex and tearing down the Arrowhead would mean 2031 maybe before they could start work on a new stadium, which would mean 2035, 36 before they get a new one. And I think they're going to move much quicker than that, Emmett, to get a new stadium and the new revenue that goes with it.
And I personally like them to build a bigger stadium with more seating than we have, because every stadium, there are very few stadiums that have less seating than we do. The Cardinals, 40-something thousand. The Yankees, 50-something thousand. The Dodgers, 50-something thousand. Every stadium has more seating than us, and that's not okay.
Look at the ones you mentioned: St. Louis, Los Angeles, New York. Probably double.
St. Louis isn't a big market, though.
Bigger than Kansas City. So my guess is you'll see even fewer seats, which they've done in some other smaller market cities. And
2,000? I'm kidding.
No, I would guess around 35,000, 34,000. So they can also put more event space and other revenue generating venues around the stadium.
Yeah, kind of make it like the Battery in Atlanta.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see, but stay tuned. The Royals the construction's underway. looked up a couple websites. You can see them tearing down the walls and putting in, I think, a few more seats around the outfield wall so you can get up close to the action. And it's supposed to all be ready for opening day, which is March 30th.
They have 3 games in Atlanta.
Right.
Then they come home, which I'll be honest, for me, the ideal schedule for the Royals would be starting the season at home and ending the season at home. But I care more about ending at home than I do starting at home.
Yeah.
How about you? Or do you
either
care?
way, I don't. I can go either way. I just like the start of baseball. 25 days, I think.
So pitchers and catchers.
Pitchers and catchers. That's what I look forward to every winter. Is how many days till spring training. So once baseball gets started, it's always good.
Yeah.
Good time, good feeling. So I'll just be happy to get back at the K and enjoy opening day.
And side note, maybe we might go to spring training next March. Keyword March 2027. So what I just had an idea of what we could do is we could film a blog of like our time at spring training. And although I don't know how to film a vlog and edit a vlog, so
It's just like this, just in a different venue.
So I'm gonna do like different shots from different places we are, and you can't keep the camera running through all of those. You have to shut it off, turn it back on, and
we can take still photos.
It's gonna be a mess.
We got a year to practice and get ready, so stay tuned to that one, folks. We're not even sure what next week episode's like, and we're already talking about spring training a year from now, year plus. But yeah, that's a good thing to have. We'll see. Dad's got to save a few shekels, get us to spring training, but we'll make it happen at some point. That's kind of a bucket list thing for all of us. So hopefully we can make that happen. But go Royals, go spring training, get everybody healthy. Let's get rolling. And we're almost having an appearance by our mystery silver tick tabby.
Where is she?
I don't know. I'm looking around. She kind of disappeared on us.
I mean, we were this close to getting her on camera.
I know.
Like
she's
15 minutes ago, guys. Trust me.
She's camera shy, you know. I thought she would have, being the diva cat that she is, I thought she would have jumped on camera.
You realize Mom watches this, right?
Oh well,
it's true.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Now we're both in trouble. Trouble likes company, so that's a good thing, Emmett.
Free speech.
But yeah, we'll get Miss Twiggy on there. She's had a good week. Being a cat.
She tried to help us pack up the Christmas tree last week.
Yep, she got inside the Christmas tree bag, and we had to kind of roust her out. A new thing that has come up this winter is every night Twiggy likes for me to get in the recliner and lay back, and she crawls up in my lap. It's getting to the point every night she's sitting out in the living room staring at the chair as I'm cleaning up or running the dishwasher or whatever I'm doing, and she's just looking at me, looking at the chair, looks at me, looks at the chair. She's like, come on, hurry up, I want to take my evening nap in your lap.
Is Logan jealous?
No, Logan's just a good dog. He's off in the corner, snoozing away, chewing on his bone, or just resting comfortably. But Twiggy's kind of got this habit. If I don't get out there by her appointed time, there's a lot of screeching going on.
And something else she's got in the habit of doing, and I talked to a family member about this, and they told me we probably shouldn't be doing this because it's just encouraging her, but like several times a day she'll get up on the counter while Dad's trying to cook dinner and cause a ruckus. So then that makes us go feed her, and then she'll do this, and then she'll rinse and repeat 2 hours later.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, I can't walk into the kitchen and get behind the counter to do anything, even making dinner or just making a cup of coffee or whatever, and she's right up there. Oh, you're going to feed me again. But we don't try to reinforce that too much, or to be a nonstop effort. So
let's see.
But she's a good cat.
Maybe if it warms up, we'll take her out on our leash, and I can make a quick video of that and put it on our channel.
Oh, there you go, man. You're just a font of the future episode highlights that we can do. So you got some learning, and we got to hone our craft in terms of recording and posting, plugging things in. But Twiggy's a good little cat.
Yeah.
She keeps her mom happy.
And this summer, I'm gonna do a cameo from who we'll call the cat lady, and she'll talk about Twiggy's story and her life. And
she's already looking forward to coming back on SPOC. You know, I hope you liked our special interview with Miss Dana, our cat whisperer. She keeps a good eye on all our pets around the house, and frankly, keeps a good eye on both of us too. And that's a lot of work.
And you know, fun fact, that episode last week set a personal record for SPOC on longest episode. Like the previous longest was 34 minutes. So that 37-minute podcast is a record for us.
Yeah, but every minute was worth it, particularly since they got to tell an Oreo story, which you've been anxious to get done on our recording. So, Emmett, anything else to wrap up the week of sports, politics, and occasionally cats?
Me and Dad are going to try and do one more episode. It will be during our first week of school, but I can't imagine we'll be that busy next week. So unless we're like slammed with work from minute one, we'll probably have another episode out or recorded next week.
So we're looking forward to that. We'll be able to see if our predictions for the college football championship came out. We'll see how well the games played this weekend come out. Maybe some new coaching updates, and I'm sure we'll find something to talk about
with cats
and baseball. So we'll do that. But for now, thank you for joining us on
sports, politics, and occasionally cats.
And like us on YouTube and share us. Again, we want to grow our audience because our goal is to
be as popular as the Kelsey brothers.
There you go.
Thank you. Have a good week. Bye.
Hey, this is Mark, and thanks for joining us today on Sports, Politics, and Occasionally Cats, SPOC. What a great show we had today, Emmett. Those were wonderful stories. I can't wait to follow up and listen again on all the usual sites where you get podcasts. Go to Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you find your podcast. And it's SPOC, Sports, Politics, and Occasionally Cats. Wow, that's a great, funny story we had about that cat today, Emmett. Thank you so much for listening, and we look forward to hearing you on our next show.